Solidarity, comrades. Today I want to bring you a quick one. It's about a very important movement, not only to China, but also anti-imperialism and Eastern socialism, for that matter. And it is called the May the 4th movement. May 4th movement, or May the 4th movement. And it was when the youth, based mostly around universities and major cities in China, rose up on May the 4th, 1919, in an anti-imperialist, anti-colonialist struggle. The first of its type. The first to be against the modern iteration of imperialism, 20th century imperialism. And so, this student movement, it was in response to, at the end of World War I and the geopolitics with that had happened earlier with Russia, between Russia, Japan, the Qing dynasty, which had fallen already. And all of these things combined in the opium wars of the past century and all this imperialism, it's sort of the final straw that tipped the edge was having to give up Shandong to the Japanese, being transferred from Germany, who had it before World War I, into the Japanese imperialist hands. So, the entire country rose up, especially the youth were out in the streets. There was a mass boycott of Japanese products and generally just colonialist products in general. And it culminated with these groups taking control of major centers, specifically in Beijing, where the students laid out a list of 21 demands, which included returning all of China's sovereign homeland to Chinese hands, establishing an anti-imperialist republic, some were calling for socialism. And unfortunately, this was put down by the warlords of the era, of the post-Qing era, the warlord era. And it was before the KMT under Sun Yat-Sen or Sun Zhongshan had any sort of power. But out of this movement was birthed the Chinese Communist Party. Its earliest leaders, like Pu Duxi and people like that, came out of this movement, this anti-imperialist understanding. They adopted Marxism and taking an example from the Russian Revolution. And so this was sort of a foundation for not only the KMT's early anti-imperialism under the left-wing socialist Sun Yat-sen, but also the early orientation of the Chinese Communist Party. And it's just really interesting to see how that happens. So I recommend everyone look more into this themselves to learn about names and more dates and the exact processes and stuff. But I just want to bring attention for all of you to look at it. Anyway, Solidarity, comrades. I hope you have a good one. Please like and subscribe. Check out channels like the Red Lettuce Podcast, Ewoks Unhinged, The Obnoxious Anarchist, Red Comrades in China is really good. And just support any communists you see. Try to build unity amongst comrades and try to let our differences lead to more discourse and not division. Anyway, solidarity, comrades, and have a very anti-imperialist May the 4th. Bye-bye.